unaweza kuilalisha namna hii inakuwa ni rahisi, because this training, of course, you know, it has costed us in terms of resources and also time, and we might not have it tomorrow or even on Monday, but today, because we have a chance, please let us all concentrate. Therefore, I would want to welcome my brother. He's a pastor. He's called Pastor Joe Wisdom, to take us through, and I believe that ataweza kutupeleka mahali pengine. Karibu my brother. The Lord bless you. Can we clap for him kindly, guys?
Yeah, thank you so much, Pana Paul. Good evening. Come on, good evening. Yeah, great to see some familiar faces. Wengine tu tunaoneanga YouTube, and it's a blessing to see DJ MacD, Caro, kuna watu najua Jero, and at least most of you are also celebs in your own capacity. Ukiingia kwenu estate, kila mtu anajua umeingia, so don't feel left out in your own capacity. Okay, yeah, and we honor that. Thank you so much, Bwana Paul, for the honor to be part of Briko Homes. Everyone want to associate with success. Actually, they say that success has many fathers. Failure is an orphan. So anytime someone is succeeding, you'll always find people wanting to associate with you. And because I know Briko Homes have just started, I think I'm so blessed to be part of that journey. Yani Mungu tu aliruhusu nikuwe you are part of you before we get blue chip. So I know it's a journey that we have begun, and by the grace of God we continue with the journey. As Paul have said, I'm Joe Wisdom. Joe Wisdom basically is a father. He is a trainer. I'm a corporate trainer. Mostly I'm in the corporate. So I'm minister of the gospel through Transformation Center. And my training goes through Wisdom Talks. My company is called Wisdom Talks. Basically, ukiangalia YouTube unaweza pata Joe Wisdom Talks. You can see some of the things that we do. I do corporate trainings for Cooperative Bank, Equity Bank, and some of the brands that we just that we know. And most also the real estate companies. And the reason as to why I'm always excited when I deal with real estate companies is because if you want to make money in this life, you must deal with anything natural. Deal with anything natural, you will make money. That is why land, natural resources will help you. You know they'll never diminish money. Sell minerals, oil, you'll make money. You know, or gold. What else? What other natural resources do we have? Land, water. What else? Mining is on land. Mining is on land. Now, another natural resource is air. Hello? Air is a natural resource. You just today begin a business of selling air. You make money. Oxygen is very expensive, by the way. Look at you today. If you want to communicate, you must buy airtime. That is air. If you don't top up, you can't communicate. So I'm always excited when I deal with real estate companies, because I know that is one of the channels, that is one of the dimensions that God is restoring. God is restoring. It's in the process actually of restoring the gold that was taken from Jerusalem. Power left in the land. The king of Babylon took the strong men, the engineers, the commanders. He took skilled men, only the poor that he left on the land. Now, every time we wake up in the morning, Bwana Iganjo, we are going to Babylon to take back what belonged to us, because Babylon took what belonged to us. Business is Babylon. There is no business that is born again. You just need to underline that. Business is basically Babylon. And that is why the king, the prince of this world, is the enemy. And he has stolen whatever he has stolen from us. So we are basically going to him, to Babylon, to get back what belongs to us. Gold must be restored in Jerusalem, or the house of God. Believers must be empowered, and I think that is why we are here. You are here to be empowered. You are here because there is some gold that you need to have. Sometimes, Bwana Iganjo, when you look at some of the vehicles that unbelievers drive, yani unashindwa kama wewe, are you born again or are you born againist? Unajua sometimes unashindwa, am I really born again or am I really born againist? Because when you compare the life these people are living, it's like they don't lack anything. They have no pleasure. Unaangalia magari zile zimepakiwa kwa clubs usiku, kwa kanisa ni wagora. Kale unakanyanga kanatoa moshi. Unaangalia nyuma unasema hiyo moshi ni yangu. Nisiulizwe maswali. But what we are basically saying is that we are being restored. That is why people like Akina Paul are getting into the property market. Because that is where gold is. Are we together? That is where our money is. I have written a book called Wisdom for Wealth, basically trying to bring out some secrets that will help believers get back what belongs to them. I've tried to decode some of the secrets. Actually, we are basically answering the question, where is my money? If you want to know where your money is, you can get this book. We are talking about money and the spirit of wealth. When you study Ecclesiastes 10:20, the Bible says that do not curse the rich, do not curse the king, even in your bedroom, for the birds of the air you will take the matter. So when you curse the rich, you are not basically cursing the person. Are you together? Anytime you curse a rich man, mtu amepita na kiviita hapa umeanza kusema hiyo ni NYS, hiyo ni KEMSA. You are not cursing the person inside that car. You are cursing the spirit that maketh riches. Because what maketh riches is the blessings of God. That's what the Bible says. The blessings of God maketh rich and adds no sorrow. So when you curse a rich man, you are cursing the spirit. And whatever you curse, you cannot attract. Whatever you attack, you cannot attract. If you keep attacking wealthy people, if you keep attacking your boss, if you keep attacking the people around you, ukisema they are showing off, let me tell you, pesa na wewe mutakuwa munaonania view sasa. Because you are cursing that spirit. When I learned that principle, I bless the rich. I bless them. Let me tell you, it's not your business to know whether their riches are genuine or not. You see your kazi yako, you should be too busy looking for money and serving God rather than trying to decode hii pesa yake ametoa wapi. By the way, let me tell you, hiyo achia Mungu. Are you together? So today I've also written another book called Wisdom for Relationships, for those who are single, those who are in love, and those who are married. So if you are married and worried, you can get a book and get some principles. If you are not married, you don't need to be worried, okay? You can get some principles. The Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Now there's another book I've done, but it's not with me today. I only have those two. Today I want us to do something that is very simple, because today is our beginning. Today is just a beginning. And I want to talk about a topic I've entitled The Making of a Salesperson. 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 When we talk about a salesperson, we must understand, where does salesmanship begin? Yani, kuwa salesman ilianza wapi? Do you know God is a businessman? We begin from there, because you cannot sell that which has not been produced. You must sell something that exists. We must understand, from the book of Genesis to the book of Revelation, God is basically selling himself to man. Kuna kitu ingine? From Genesis to Revelation, God is basically selling himself to man. And God realized that I need to sell a product called the kingdom. And when he was selling the kingdom, he realized he cannot do the job alone. So he appointed his son, just like it is the desire of every one of us. If you want anybody to take over your business, you mostly prefer your son, because he has the DNA. He understands the hearts of the Father. So he appointed his only son, Jesus Christ, to lead the sales team, to be the sales executive. Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ was very effective. He also realized that the kingdom is huge, and the place is vast where he needed to cover. So what did he do? He also began recruiting a sales team, marketing agents, just like Oiganjo has done. And I want to show you how effective Jesus was when he was appointing the sales team. He wanted people from all manner, all levels, all spheres of life. He began by knowing that he needed the common mwananchi, into quotes, without politics, hustlers. I refuse to be a hustler, but those who are hustling, okay? I'm not a hustler. You know, a hustler is something different. But he wanted the common mwananchi, the common man. And he realized, how do I get the common man? I have to go to the most influential people. And who did he find? Peter. Actually, he went to the lake. He got Peter, he got James, he got Andrew. Okay? All those guys were fishermen. And Jesus knew, if I get these ones, the common mwananchi is in my hands. Because they are influential. They interact with them. They understand the language of these people. Let me tell you, you cannot get a doctor to go and sell a product to a common mwananchi. The language is different. You cannot get a lawyer to go and sell a product, okay, to a common man. Because the common man is talking about, I will take him to court. The lawyer is talking about, I will sue you. The language is different. The terminologies, you know. Alipatikana na ugonjwa, he was diagnosed. The language is different. So he wanted someone who will understand the language of the people he targeted. So for the common mwananchi, he got the fishermen. He also realized that he needed professionals. Professionals could not reason to unlearned men like Peter, because he has no language for the corporate. So on his way to on his way, he bypassed a place called Galilee. And there was a Roman revenue office there, especially in Capernaum. Capernaum branch was being managed by Matthew. Matthew was the officer in charge of the Roman revenue authority, Capernaum branch. And Jesus looked at him and told him, follow me. And do you know what? At least Jesus knew all the KRA guys are in my hands. Okay? Also, he realized that I needed a mobilizer. And he went to a man called Simon the Zealot. Zealot are people who are zealous. Politicians. Agetaka crusade alikuwa anajua ni nani atafanya hiyo kazi. So I want to show you how you can network. How you can get people around you. If you are a salesperson, the number one thing that you need to understand is that you need to understand your market. You need to understand your market. Jesus understood his market. And that is why he needed to know the right people. Who are the right people to help me in this? Who are the right people? He needed to get the right people on the job. As a person, as a salesman, in your phone book, you must have not less than 12 important contacts. Number one, you must have an engineer there. At least you might be in need. Unaweza kuwa ukijenga nyumba yako. And you can have somebody helping you in that. You need a lawyer. Okay? You need a doctor. Karo, mtoto anapataga joto usiku. Unakuwa stranded. Unapigia daktari, unamwambia mimi nasikia hivi na hivi. Anakuambia fanya hivi, uko na dawa gani? Mpatie. Hiyo maneno inaisha. So there are some people here. Mtoto akipatwa joto usiku anapigia mama yake nyumbani. Kai mami. Na wewe tu ndio ulikuwa unasema huyu madhe hashikanishi. Alikuwa old school. You know, when people are growing up, we think our parents are not understanding us, they don't know us much. But when we grow, when we become of age, they become consultants. Our parents are consultants. When you want to do a project, you go to your parent, unamwambia I'm thinking, and you want to receive their counsel. Okay? So now, you need all those people in your network. You also need somebody in the city council. Hey. You need a policeman in your phone book. Unashikangwa. Like today I had an issue. I was on outering, but I'm the one who misbehaved. So I'm in Donholm, and I wanted to do a U-turn because I wanted to go to Kagudo Road. Actually, I missed the exit to Kagudo Road, so nikajipata juu. So I had to go to Donholm. Nikaangalia nikaona ile U-turn inafaa kupitua iko huko mbele. Na hii ya magari za kurudi hivi haina mtu. Making work easier. Nikakumbuka kuna wakati kulikuwa na jam na polisi alituambia tupitie hapa. So nikiulizwa nitasema aje? Wakati hiyo ingine niliambiwa nipite hapa. Mimi nilikuwa napita huko nikaambiwa. So leo nikasema ni duplicate. Making work easier. Polisi alikuwa hapo akaniambia simama hapo. So he wanted some money I refused to give, although I was wrong. So finally akanipeleka mpaka polisi. Na gari yangu ikabukiwa. So nikaanza kuulizwa ni nini, nikaniambia hatujasikizana na wao, wanataka zile pesa wanataka mimi sina. Akaniambia now you just get 5,000 cash bill. Nikamwambia mimi sina hiyo hata hiyo 5,000. Akaniambia unataka aje? Mimi nataka kuongea na mkubwa. So nikaambiwa mkubwa ni huko, nikagonga. Kaenda nikamwambia mimi nimekuja kwa sababu najua utanisaidia. Akaniambia hao wengine wamekwambia aje? Zile pesa wanataka mimi sina. Mimi kuna mahali naenda na sina hiyo pesa sahi. Akaniambia wewe ni nani? Mimi nikamwambia naitwa Joe Wisdom. Joe Wisdom, umetoka wapi? Najua alisikia kama hiyo jina si ya huku. Mimi ni wa Roiro. Si mimi naishi Roiro. And we became friends. Tukitoka hapa because later on nilimwambia I'm a pastor there. Nilimwambia naishi huko and bado I'm pastoring a church there. Akaniambia sasa we kuja. Hao watu hawezi wakashika pastor. Alafu wamlete hapa kama mahabusu. Nikapelekwa kwa hiyo station huko sasa kwa boardroom kama hii. Wakamwambia kwa nini mnashika pastor? Huyu pastor mkimshika anafaa atuachie baraka. Wakaniambia niwaombe. Nimeomba maombi watu wa Mungu. I've prayed like a dying prophet in that station. Nimeangusha ombi ingine hapo mpaka nikajua hiyo imeenda. Alafu akaniambia ukimaliza ukipewa gate pass ya gari upitie kwangu. Nikapitia kwa mkubwa akanipatia 1,000. Akaniambia enda uweke gari mafuta uende. Hallelujah. Hey, sijasema don't try that at home. But basically what I'm saying, you need, and actually he also gave me his number. Akaniambia mahali popote utashikiwa kama ni Mombasa nipigie. So I was saying now I have a new contact of a policeman. I'm saying those contacts are important. Are we together? Don't ignore. You also need a contact of a broker. Broker unajua wakati umekosa kila kitu kwa any professional, ask a broker. Okay? You need a broker. Huyo ndio unaulizanga anything else that you need. When you are stranded, ask ukipotea njia uliza broker. Atakwambia. Anakuambiaga nipe dakika 2. Ile research atakufanyia, atakuletea the person you need. So you need a broker. So I'm talking about networking. Knowing the right people around you. These are the people that you use as what we call EEP. Easiest entry point. Kama unataka kuuza mashamba kwa the county government of Nairobi, kule City Hall. If you know someone who works there, that is the person that you use as your easiest entry point. You should not look like a madman. Ukienda tu una target anybody. No, there's nothing like targeting anybody. Effective salesperson is someone who targets important contacts. People that you have developed a relationship with. Are you together? So you must target. You must do target marketing. Targeted marketing. You must reach out to the people. Kuna mtu nilijua pengine tulikuwa tunasoma na yeye, so naenda huko. Leo naenda City Hall. Leo naenda Village Market. There is someone I know. When you go to that place, you connect with he will introduce you to other friends that they are with. It becomes very easy. Okay? Kama unataka kuuza property zako Kameme, ukiwa unajua mtu, wewe mtembelee siku moja. Ukienda huko atakwambia, hata huyu anaitwa so and so, hata huyu by the way, rafiki yangu anataka kuongelesha dakika moja. Anafanyanga nini? By the way, haya, ni nini anakuambia plot wapi? And they get interested. So you need what we call easiest entry point. You must have an entry point. Jesus needed. There's no way Jesus could have gone direct to the people. He knew he needed what we call men of peace. You need a man of peace in every industry. That man of peace is the person you use as your easiest entry point. You need a man of peace. Even Jesus was introduced by John the Baptist. He never just appeared. Even if he was God, the Son, he had to be introduced. You must look for an introducer. When you are applying for a passport, they ask for who is introducing you. Are you together? Many places you'll be asked who is introducing you. You must have someone introducing you. You must have someone holding your hand. Sometimes or once in a while, you will just make sales just like that. Umeenda mahali hujulikani nini. But that is once in a while. But let me tell you, it's not something you do every day. It will cost you so much. Because you don't even know the rules of engagement of the place you are entering. There are people who even have soldiers, security officers, kwa gate as their easiest entry point. Okay? Ukijuana naye atakwambia so and so, enda uone so and so. Ukiongea na so and so, shida yako imeisha. Ukiongea, never neglect anyone. Everyone is important by their own right. I'm talking about networking. Networking thrives on how you relate with people. Basically, networking is maintaining relationship. Networking is cultivating. It's not fishing. Networking is not fishing. Networking is cultivating. Networking is farming. You don't just pick up your business card, go dishing them out to anybody that you find on the way. By the way, Shika, you don't just give your business card. No. You look at the people who you feel are resourceful. That is the people that you give a business card. Anytime you give your business card as a way of networking, you are basically telling the other person, I am ready to do business with you. Are you together? So upatane na mtu wa kwenu ushago, alikuwa amekuja uko wapi? Alikuwa amekuja Kamukoji, alafu unamwambia, shika, you have just wasted that card. Are you together? You target people. Those that can get your number without basically giving them a card, please do. Don't save your number. Actually, they dump that card. Immediately they get it. I'm telling you. So if you, you use a business card. You use a business card to get a number from someone that you can't ask for a number directly. Someone that you can't get a number. If I need Paul Waiganjo's number, do you know what I will do? I have two cards, first generation and second generation. I have a card that I give those who insist. If you insist, I'll give you this one if you insist. If I want to get a contact, I'll give you the other one. At least you know the difference is not the same. So, this one is for people who will bring business to me. This one is for those who insist. Nipe namba yako. If I want to get Waiganjo's number, as we talk, before he leaves, I'll tell him, by the way, this is my card. Do you know what he will do? He'll be looking for his card. He will tell me, yeah, my card is iko kwa gari, but you can save my number. He have given me his number. These important people, you don't go asking them, nipe namba yako. You know, you look cheap. Alafu, anakwambia sawa, andika 07 unatoa kibailo kingine, sijui kinakuaga wapi, na unaandika kwa mkono. Dakika moja tu. It's like, who are you dealing with? Kwa hiyo hata imekataa kazi. And you feel embarrassed. And now mtu anashindwa now, what is this embarrassment? So you give a card. That card is to get his contact. When you get that contact, don't call immediately. Sasa Waiganjo amenipatia kadi. Before even 30 minutes tutoke hapa, nikiwa pale stage. Hello? Hello? Ni Aurora. Uko kwa stage kuna makerere. Ate neni twa hera na bahau. Nioko mesevui. Nasido huyu mtu na aina gani? That shows desperation. You don't show desperation. You call after a day or two. Then when you are calling, make sure that you are in a very cool place. Okay? Si upige kwa matatu. You know, you look like very unprofessional. You go to the office, a cool place, and it's like, hello. You first introduce yourself. My name is Njero. Okay? Sininjero? Na tulikutana pale Sunstar the day before yesterday. Yeah, kwa training. Now, wakati amekukumbuka, he now becomes friendly. Unaendeleaje? All right. Nimesema tu nikujulie hali because we actually didn't have a chance to exchange our contacts. I'll save that. Thank you so much, Jero. Yes, we'll keep in touch. Are you together? Yes. Hello? Nirajigwa. Look like a madman. Huyo mtu kwanza anakuandikaga subua. So what I'm saying, networking is farming, is not fishing. So you don't cast your net, alafu unatoa samaki mingi, unaanza you target people. Najua leo tumekutana na this person, I need that person. I need that one. I need that one. In that meeting, you find that you have 3 important contacts. Okay? You have 3 important contacts. And these are things that you also think about. You are looking at someone, what value are they adding? Or what value are you adding to this person? So that is networking. Networking thrives on powerful relationships. And let me tell you, any network, any person that God has connected you with connected you divinely, never disconnect.
You're saying networking thrives?
Networking thrives on the principle of powerful relationships. Powerful relationships. You must build powerful relationships. Networking thrives on powerful relationships, on the principle of powerful relationships. Actually, they say that the word relationship comes from 2 words. Relating with the sheep. The word relationship, to relate with the sheep. Relationship. Relation with the sheep. Relating with the sheep. And they say that every sheep have cargo. That's what every sheep carries. Munakumbuka ile siku ya nini? You remember the day of maize from Mexico? Watu walikuwa wanasema how fast hii mahindi imefika Kenya in 2 weeks. And they were told there are ships in the sea. Zinakuanga na muzigo. Zinakuanga zimepiga njaro huko, zikitafuta mahali zitasupply. So every ship has cargo. There is what you carry as a person. That is why actually the scripture talks about out of your belly shall flow the issues of life. When I look at DJ MacD, I see someone who has so much that belongs to me. When I look at Mr. Wiganjo, I see someone who has so much that belongs to me. The rivers that flow, the streams that flow from you, is not for you to take from it. It is for us. A river doesn't take water from itself. It flows to other rivers. So you must know that you have something that you have received from God. And that thing is meant for others. So anytime you are interacting with the people, don't just look at what you are getting. Look at what you are giving. I feel tempted to say that no one is remembered for what they received. Men are remembered for what they give. Giving is living. Never approach the market looking at what you benefit. Let me tell you, if you are a salesman, stop selling and start helping. Hiyo ni boga point. Hiyo utakulia hiyo. I'm saying as a salesperson, stop selling and start helping. Begin to help people acquire land. Begin to help them build homes. Begin to help them get homes, affordable homes. Begin to help them. Anybody, including your relatives, will never come to buy from you if they know you are making money from them. Wanataka December mkienda ushago, wanakuambia mwagoje pale Kasarani. Pale kwa flyover. Unakaa hapo, unachemukia hapo. Alikuwa kuchukue saa 2, saa 4 imefika, hajafika. lakini lazima umgoje na huwezi kumpigia simu. Are you together? Because actually families has become competition. It's all about competition. Nobody wants you to get anything. People want to remain up there with the others worshiping them. That is why as you sell, it is not very easy to sell unless you have made it. Unless you are at a place where they cannot pull you down, they will never buy from you. You are very close relatives. I'm telling you, and they buy plots. You have to be very wise on how you deal with them if they buy from you. So don't feel frustrated when you keep posting in your cousin's platform and nobody is even saying anything. But if you begin helping them, telling them, by the way, kwa kampuni yetu tumepewa, kuna plot tunapewa na price mzuri, naweza nikakusaidia hata wewe upate. Hiyo language sasa utauza. Utauza. Sasa atakuja akisikia unamsaidia. Unamsaidia kupata plot. Naweza nikakusaidia by the way, ile kampuni nafanya, naweza nikakusaidia upate plot. Lakini ukimwambia, mayanga iwagura, ndirari anagashiko. Alafu unampea pressure alipe. Unaweka saa ngapi? They will not pay. They can't pay. Wewe hujaiona customer, convince customer ameenda bank, kwanza hata amepaga line. Kwanza wewe ndio uliambiwa uende umpagie line kabla akuje. Unang'evia. Unakuwa JB hapo, jababo weku. Watu wanakuja, yule yako nyuma yako umefikiwa lakini mtu hajakuja, unamwambia songa mbele. Unabaki kwa bank peke yako. You become a suspect. Mpaka unaanza kuzumiwa na CCTV za bank because huingii, ni watu tu unaachilia waingie. Kumbe ni customer alikufanya hivyo. Let me tell you, customers require some what we call emotional intelligence. Some emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about connecting with the people. Through their emotions, emotionally connecting with the people. You must know how to connect with the people emotionally. That is why in this country tunaweza chagua governor fulani Nairobi, tukose kuchagua fulani kwa sababu mmoja hata kama hana masomo, he is emotionally intelligent, mwingine ni intellectually intelligent. People go for someone who is emotionally intelligent. Even if he cannot perform, he knows how to relate with the people. Let me tell you, Ecclesiastes 9:11 was true. When the wisest man who lived under the sun, whoever lived under the sun, by the name of Solomon, said that when I returned under the sun, I saw that the race is not for the swift, and the battle not to the strong. He says, wealth not to men of skill. You know? But he continues to say that time and chance happens to them all. The wise, the swift, and the slow. That is why you find in Kiambu, we can elect someone who is ready to move rivers. Are you together? A man who has the capacity to move rivers. Riparian land. At the expense of another person, at least people have seen can do something. Emotional intelligence. You can be intellectually intelligent, but that is good for you and your family. If you want to interact with the masses, you must be emotionally intelligent. That is why they say that people don't care, you know, what you give them. They don't care what you do. What matters is how you made them feel. When you study the Bible, you realize that Isaac, when he was blessing his sons, he asked Esau to go and hunt, bring some game and cook for his father. After he eats, then he'll bless him. Jacob overheard through the mother, and they prepared some meat. When he came to present the game to the father said, the voice is Jacob's. I identify, that is not Esau, my firstborn. That voice is Jacob's. But draw closer that I may feel you. some blessings will never get to you until people begin feeling you. So the blessing was not based on the wrong voice. It was based on the feeling. Sometimes it's how you make people feel. When you are engaging a client, how do you make them feel? When your client has lost a relative, how do you make them feel? Or you usually avoid them during that season. Then you will come again wakati unadai installment hajamaliza. Do you call them to know how they are doing? Connecting with the emotions of the people. Can you even dare send them 500 just to say pole? Are you together? How you make people feel. Someone has a graduation and you show up. What are you making them feel? Even if your relationship was not up there, there is another place they set you. You have made them feel something. I remember there is a lady who lost a grandmother. Imagine a grandmother. But she was my client. I also have some interest in properties. Nilikuwa nimemuuzia plot. And I didn't actually tell her. I traveled all the way to Maua for the burial. Aliniona akasikia kama ataanguka. She came, hugged me. Akanishika, akalia. Sasa nikashindwa sasa, surely. Hii ni nini sasa? Hallelujah. But I realize is how I made her feel. Let me tell you, God is my witness. She has brought me other clients. She keeps recommending, she works with the judiciary. I have sold to several others in her line of duty. Connecting with your clients emotionally. Are you together? Yes. Showing up in a place. How much did it cost me? I didn't even drive. It could be too much expensive. Nilichukua matatu. Nikaenda mpaka Meru, Maua. Actually nilipata kama mazishi inaisha. Because nilienda kuwekwa Mwea. Nikawekwa parking hapo. But I was so determined. Lazima nifike. Are we together? I think, let me tell you, there are other sacrifices that you do and God sees. Say emotional intelligence. So you say emotional intelligence. You must connect with your clients from a point of emotion. I'm talking about relationships. How you value relationships. People, let me tell you, if you keep ignoring people, you keep ignoring money. Hi. Anytime you ignore, you know there are people who are very manipulating. They want to relate with you. Hata mimi naonanga wakinitumia message. Hii anakuitaga, hello my brother. Unajua huyo ako na kitu. Kuna usaidizi anataka. Either ako na harusi. Anataka mchango. Ukisikia mtu amepitia my brother. Na hata hajai kutumia message. Ujue kuna mahitaji. Aleda umekedo. There are people who will massage you when they want something from you. So you must be deliberate on your relationships. The way you relate with people, let me tell you, you may never know where God will use people to take you. The principle of relationship and networking thrives on this principle. This is the law of relationship. You can write this. The law of relationship dictates that any time you find yourself around 3 people, anytime you find yourself around 3 people, anytime you find yourself around 3 people, one of them, if you count 1, 2, 3, one of those 3 people will be seated in a strategic meeting. One of them will be seated in a strategic meeting. One of those 3 will be seated in a strategic meeting where key decisions will be seated in a strategic meeting where key decisions will be made. Where key decisions will be made on who to be promoted next. Where key decisions will be made on who to be promoted next. On who to be promoted next. Most likely they will recommend you if you related with them well. Anytime you find yourself around 3 people, one of them will be seated in a strategic meeting where key decisions will be made on who to be promoted next. Most likely they will recommend you if you related with them well. If you didn't relate with them well, you are disqualified. That's the law of relationships. Let me take you back to the Bible. How many people remember Joseph? Joseph? You remember Joseph?
Yes.
Joseph found himself in unfamiliar ground. Prison. In prison were two guys, the baker and the cupbearer. These guys were accused and they were ready to be hanged. But one night, they had dreams. They had dreams. One night they had dreams. And Joseph looked at them in the morning and realized these guys are too groomy. What is wrong? What is wrong? Say the dreams that we had at night. Please share with me. Maybe I can try to help you. They shared the dreams. He interpreted the dreams and he told the baker, you will be hanged, you'll be executed. But to the cupbearer, you'll be restored. You'll be reinstated back to your position. But when you are restored back to your position, please remember me. The baker was hanged, the cupbearer was restored. He never remembered Joseph. He never remembered him. But after 2 years, the king dreams. And nobody can interpret the dream of the king. And the cupbearer remembered, when I was in prison, there was a young man who was there. Actually, he was accused, and there was evidence. He was accused of rape. A scandalized rapist, and there was evidence. Potiphar's wife had evidence that this man wanted to rape me. So he was accused and charged. And he said that that man interpreted my dream, and what he interpreted came true. Let me tell you, the king ordered, let that man be brought. Joseph came and interpreted the dream of the king. And there had to be a BBI, a constitutional amendment, to ensure that a foreigner can take office in a foreign land. That is how Joseph became a governor of a foreign nation. It could not have happened because constitution doesn't allow. Of course, you relate with them well. People will recommend you. Somebody you relate to, Njerodega somehow, will recommend you to a meeting somewhere. One of the greatest meetings that I have done by the grace of God, I was recommended by a man. I used to be in Nakuru, I used to be employed. I've worked in the petroleum industry. And when I began Wisdom Talks, I had to resign. One of the growing supermarkets in Nakuru invited me to go and speak to the staff. And I spoke, I gave my best. I gave my best. Now let me tell you. That man was seated in a strategic meeting. That is the largest congregation I've ever talked to. They were seated in a congregation, in a board meeting. And the man in charge, the apostle of that church, some of you know the church, the biggest church in Nakuru. And he recommended me. And I'm receiving a call from apostle. I am apostle so-and-so. And you have been recommended by so-and-so of this supermarket that you do trainings for entrepreneurs and professionals. God has mandated me to do this and this, and we are looking for a speaker. Check your dates, this and these dates. Let me tell you, if it were you, ungesema hii ya kwanza ama yenye itakuja baadaye. Thank you, sir. I was asking even if it is tomorrow. I went. I spoke like a dying prophet. I spoke my tongue out. From that day, I'll be teaching you on how you can rate your clients. They are part of my 5-star clients. If I'm invited somewhere and they call me, I'll cancel the one that was to go for that one. You know there are clients who pay well. Are you together? Yes, and you also know how to interact with grace. Through them, I have been connected with so many other places. Let me tell you, relate with the people well. Relate with the people well. Especially kwa mashamba, let me tell you. Kwa mashamba kama utasurvive, usiwahi heshimu mtu kwa sababu ya vile amevaa. Kwa industry ya mashamba. Some of the people who dress in suits and ties have no money. Hao ndio tuna respect. Unaona kama wanaweza nunua. Unaweza kuja mzee, jacket imeanguka hivi, anaenda hivi. Hata unaogopa kumsalimia. Alafu anakutolea cash kwa mfuko. It happened in another company I was training. A mzee comes, mzee looks like he is thinking. I walk in. Anakuja, wanaanza kumuuliza. Nobody is actually willing to serve him because he doesn't look like a customer. He asked, mko na nini na nini? Anasema tuko na protein huku Mananja, tuko na zingine Matu, tuko na zingine Juja Farm. And the man says, bei gani? Haya. Hii ni za hii na hii na hii. Manager was the cheapest. Anasema, nataka kuona hii ya Manager. People are not even taking him serious. It's just the way you give information to a client to dismiss. Si umalize ujipatie shughuli. The man says that he want to say. And they say, no, huwa tunalipisha. Ni kama hakusikia. Najua. Nataka kwenda kuona. Taxi kwa shamba. The man bought 2 plots cash. Hai together. Wale wanafaa kuvaa vizuri ni nyinyi, si wenye wananunua. Are you together? Because again, you cannot dress like a suspect. Alafu unaambia mtu 1.9. Emotional intelligence is important. Relationship, relate with the people well. Let me go to my second point and we will stop there in my second point. Waiganjo, allow me to talk about personal branding. After you connect with the people, this goes with now understanding the market. You must understand the system. And when I was beginning, I said, you are dealing with a Babylonian system. A Babylonian system is a worldly system. When Samuel, you know, my trainings, my company is called Wisdom Talk, so I use kingdom, I use the wisdom of God in my trainings. So I'll buy so much from the Bible, okay? Si bado umesikia mimi ni pastor. Yes, so lazima mkule maboga points kadhaa ya Biblia. Alafu baadaye mlete kitu ya sadaka hapa. Shuji lazima mlete. So I talked about Babylonian system. Now what happens to this Babylonian system is a worldly system. When you know that, I'll take you back to Samuel when he was sent by God to go and anoint the second king of Israel by the name of David, the house of Jesse. The process of getting the best or the man anointed to lead Israel began. And the strong men began passing by. Nobody qualified. But only one, David, who was actually not within. Lazima wagemgojea. Are you together? Lazima wagemgojea. So, Samuel anaangalia hawa watu wako na nguvu, okay? Anasema he must be this one. Actually, him. But God says no. Finally, God spoke to Samuel and said, men judge from the outside appearance. Are you together? There's a company called you. You are the CEO of that company. And you must manage that company so well that others will admire. Are you together? Now let me tell you something. Personal branding is about branding you. You as a person. The days we are living in, people buy people. Adika hiyo. People buy people. There are people who will come to buy land in Briko homes, not because they know the person behind Briko homes, but because of you. Wewe ndio wanajua. Na wanakuambia, mimi mambo ya title ni wewe nitauliza. Hawajui Briko. If you don't tell the world who you are, the world will tell you who you are not. So you must know who you are. If you don't tell the world who you are, the world will tell you who you are not. The world will brand you. You know, when I was born, nobody consulted me of the name that they wanted to give me. That's why I changed my name when I became of age. How many people today who have names that they don't like? Na bado wanavumilia na hiyo jina. Si ubadilishe. Me, I changed. Because if I don't tell the world who I am, the world will tell who I am not. That is why watu wanaulizaga unaitangwa nani. Ni juu vile unaitangwa, si vile unajiita. Branding ni unajiitanga nani. That is personal branding. How do you want the world to know you? And from this topic, I know there are people who will even edit their true caller identities. Jana kuna mtu mwingine alinipigia usiku. Naona kwa true caller inaniletea komada. Actually my son akaniuliza, "Daddy, kwani uko na mapolisi rafiki yako?" And it was a lady, surely. Vile ulinunua line, huwezi hata badilisha. Go and edit true caller. Si ujiite Karo wa mashamba. Si ujiite something that helps you become effective in what you are selling. Hello? Identity. Instead ya kupost kwa Facebook kwa status hivi ukionyesha watu sitting allowance. Kwa nini usiweke shamba hapo? Na shamba ikununuliwa utakula commission, utasikia vizuri. Hata sitting allowance itaongezeka. Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. I'm talking about personal branding. The way you brand yourself. Now men hawajaachwa nyuma. Wewe tu unaenda kwa status yako unaandika bora uhai. Now how is that adding value to you? Bora uhai. Why can't you put something in your status that can help you get clients? Brand yourself. Jiandike hapo, tengenezewa an e-card ama business card yako uiweke hapo. Anybody who views your status anajua I have sold so many books through my status because I keep putting them in my status. Unaona 290 views, 290 what? Unaona watu wanaona, mtu analiuza how much? Hata nikiuza vitabu 5 I've made money. Are you together? Because sasa hata kuweka picha yangu kwa status yangu, what value is it adding? Are we together? We have platforms that we can utilize. Personal branding is important. In this world, actually, in the marketplace, you are either a brand or a commodity. Andika hiyo na uandaraini. You are either a brand or a commodity. You are either a brand or a commodity. You are either a brand or a commodity. What does a brand mean? How many people know an avocado? Avocado. At least, are you married? Thank you. I expected you to raise your hand first, and you have done it. Avocado interacts so many times with basharas. Avocado. Basharas na avocado ni hapa. Mkate na avocado unarara. So I'm not surprised when I see you lifting your hand. I understand. I feel you, my brother. I feel you. Now, how much is a nice avocado? An avocado yenye iko na adabu yenye imeokoka. Avocado mzuri. How much is it? You can get that. Magdi? Thank you. Now let me tell you. That is an avocado. Are you together? How much is an apple? Okay. So, you can get an avocado that is more expensive, almost double than an apple. Are you together? Now, avocado inawekangwa wapi ikiuzwa? Kwa gunia, sema kwa gunia. Halafu unaguzaguza usikie kama imeiva. Have you ever seen someone akiguzaguza apple ili ajue kama atanunua? Are you together? Apple kwanza haitandikagwi kwa gunia ama kwa carton. Iko packed kwa vitu vingine ka plated kingine kako na tumashimo. Alafu inakuwa na maringo. Lazima iwekwe sticker, my friend. Alafu inakaa ikimwagiwa tu maji. Sema kujijua. It's not about the price. Are you together? It's not about how expensive or how cheap. It's about knowing your value. It's not about dressing expensive. No. You can dress the way you are, but you understand your value. That's why you are either a brand or a commodity. Kwe mudo onagekera nguo ya goro, ona mutimi onaga ona ndungimenya. Imagine. So what you are saying is that an apple knows its worth, and you need to become a brand. Say, I'm not a commodity. I am a brand. When you're a brand, you don't sell, people buy. When you become a brand, you don't sell, people buy. You stop selling and people start buying. You stop recommending yourself and people begin recommending you. You stop selling and people begin buying when you become a brand. Let me tell you something. And I know I'm online. This is not a bad thing I'm saying. How many people know Jeff? Jeff Kwanyangi. Now, do you want to tell me that he is paid by Citizen because of anchoring news? Anybody can do it. Are you together? Yeah. He is paid for being Jeff. He is a brand. He is a brand. Let me tell you, work to be a brand. When you become a brand, you don't need to. You'll never find somebody convincing you of how this apple is good. Unazipatanga hapo, ununue, ukose kununua, ziko hapo. Avocado, mwenyewe anaonaga inarara hata anasema, kile kifaa uthi nayo. Tio tidogo udhubra, ole kifaa uthi na maya meli. Apple hakuna siku utabu atichukua, kama haita ununuliwa inawekwa, inarudishwa. Na hakunaga musimu wa apple wakati zinakosa na wakati ziko. Zinakuanga tu. Are you together? Kuna wakati avocado haziko. Are we together? That tells you that as a brand you must be consistent. Yes. You must be consistent. Si unapost hii wiki gene umeboeka. Unakutiri modo ginyora ajolia. Ata hakuna reply, ata hakuna like. Let me tell you, if you depend on likes, you can never eat likes. You transact. You transact. The business you close is what matters. The business you close is what matters. Are you together? I'm talking about branding. You must be consistent as a brand. I say that when you understand that you are the CEO of that company called you, then you must know that people must buy you before they buy from you. You are Dika na Wadarain. People must buy you before they buy from you. If we can't buy you, we cannot buy from you. If we can't buy you, we cannot buy from you. So you are the first product. You are the product of that company called you. You are the first product. Now, listen to me. Anybody who can buy from himself, anybody who can buy from himself, can sell himself at any price in any destiny market. Adika hiyo. Hiyo ni boga point. I'm saying that anybody who can buy from himself. Najua kuna watu wanauzaga vitu hawezi nunua. If you can buy from yourself, then you can sell yourself to, at any price. At any price. In any destiny market. In any destiny market. You can sell yourself in any destiny market. In any destiny market. Are we together? Yes. Your environment. Even if they don't buy, they know. Just in case they will never need. Watakupata. Can I tell you, today being Friday, there is a friend of yours mwenye alikoniwa shamba leo. Leo. Ujue alikoniwa shamba kwa sababu hajui unauza. I wish they knew. If they knew you are selling, they could have come to you because they believe in you. You have a good relationship with them. So you must make people keep remembering what you do. That is what branding means. That if I have to think about land, I will think about you. Because of being maybe in corporate. When people in an environment where I was not an invited speaker. I had gone to visit, I had an engagement in Nakuru, and I called a pastor friend Kamabia. You see? The way we connected with him. But to influence his mind, even without so many meetings. That is what branding means. That the moment you meet with someone, you must make sure that you stick into their mind. Now, branding begins with self-introduction. Hii ndio ya mwisho, si ndio? I want to show you how you can introduce yourself and ensure that you will never be forgotten. Everywhere you go, even today, imagine you'll always get 1 minute to introduce yourself. Wherever you go, if it is a new church, if it is a meeting, you'll always get a minute to introduce yourself. At least when you talk about, actually when you talk about Briko Homes, again you have to escort that with what we call the brand statement, the slogan, a touch of fulfillment. You know, I am so and so. Okay? Sales executive, Briko Homes, where we believe in giving you a touch of fulfillment. Okay? Then you go down. That's something that you need to master. Anytime you get an opportunity, say it. You find people following you. At least people know what you do, and they know where they can find you. Your name is also important. It's also good to know your brand name. Kuna majina pengine unajiita hata watu haezi shika. You know, there are people who have complicated names. Okay? Sometimes you can shorten your name to make your name easier. Wacha kutupatia hard time kupronounce jina. Mpaka nasema alikuwa anaitwa aje? Make your work easier. In the corporates that I deal with, nobody knows my other names. People know Joe Wisdom. Hakuna kitu kingine wanajua. Because ningesema hizo zingine they could have zinaweza leta mambo mingi na stack discussions. I used to introduce myself as Roa because my name is Roa. Roa. And people would begin asking me, Mike Roa ni wenu? I don't want those stories. Are you together? Roa. Mike Roa ni wenu. Actually, I can tell you even in high school, some people used to call me Mike Roa. Mimi ni Joe, see Mike. So I had to rebrand. Say rebrand. I had to rebrand. Some of you need to rebrand. You see? Some of you need to rebrand. Unatafuta jina mzuri, jina inaweza uzika. Kuna jina hata ukijaribu kuuza haiuziki. Watu wako na shida nayo. Are you together? So, I think, Paro Ganja, I think my time is over. You know they say that a good speech must be like a woman's skirt, eh? Long enough to cover the details and short enough to create interest. Possibly. That's what they say. But basically, maybe I can also talk about something else that is also very, very important in the real estate market. Now, when you understand the market that you are dealing with, you go in different ways. Don't approach every market the same way, okay? Kama sahi, kuna watu utaenda kuongea na wao, na utaflow na kizungu vizuri sana. Kuna mtu unaweza ongelesha kizungu, anakuuliza, nawe una insist kizungu. Anakuambia hiyo hashiki. So una flow na ile language mtu ana flow. Na kuna wengine wanapenda kizungu. Anytime unajaribu kumrudisha Kikuyu hataki. Are you together? Then you must make your customer the Superman. Sometimes unapeleka customer kuona shamba na huku Juja farm. Yeye anakuonyesha hata hujui anything na Juja farm, yeye ndiye anajua na hajui. Unasikia hata anakudanganya. Never make your customer look stupid. Are you together? Kwanza anakudanganya live. Wewe hufai kumwambia how nema heni, how ule. Huyo customer umempotezea hapo. You must make the customer feel like a Superman. Haya niguo. Goko, hai. Ni goko ndiki uhoro waku muno no kuma twanjie kwendia magunda ri ni nyanjitie gukumenya. Oguo. Haya, goko niguo kwari. Let him feel a hero. Are we together? Wacha akiwe hero. Una massage. Munaenda. Sasa unamwambia shaba ndio hii. Alafu hii na hii anakuambia guko na twakiri na migunda mingi muno karigo nikio wakigira. You know, let me tell you, you must understand how the customer is. There are customers wenye wanapenda kuongea sana. Wanaongea mpaka mambo haiko. Are you together? Sasa huyo customer wewe ni kumsikiza. There is wisdom in listening. Usiwaionyesha customer ya kwamba kile anasema you don't believe in it. Even if you don't believe in it, you better not comment. Ama tu usikize. Wewe unasikia, haya, okay. Tena kuna customer wengine unapeleka shamba, hawataki story. Wewe unataka kwenda ukiwaambia, hali nakina, hapa panaitwa hii. Yeye anataka atulie kwa kiti ya nyuma afike shamba. Kuna mambo inamsubua. Wewe wacha ngano mingi. Actually anajaribu hata kukupisa, anajaribu kukuignore, lakini wewe you cannot be ignored. una insist huiginoiki, unajisukumiria story. Customer, let me tell you, it's good to understand your customer. Understand the customer you are dealing with. Wengine wako na pressure zao, anataka aende aone shamba arudi. Then kitu kingine itakusaidia kwa mashamba, always tell the customer the truth. Kuna jamaa mwingine, let me tell you, ndio itawapatia what you call, this should be your USP, your unique selling point. You must identify, as a company you have your USP, your unique selling point. Tell the customer the truth. Okay? Tell the customer the truth. Telling the customer the truth means, it doesn't mean that you tell them the unnecessary truth. Unajua kuna truth ingine sio necessary, but kuna ile necessary. When a customer asks you what is the time, stop explaining to them how to make a watch. Amekuuliza ni saa ngapi, wacha kushiri ukamwambia unaona hii saa haka kamuti jigwa atumaga shaina tumetitoto. Unaona take nyamugeke kia majira geke. Customer anasema what are you explaining? Customer akikuuliza hii mwambie hivyo ameuliza. Are you together? So customer kuna ile starehe yeye anasema, na ni vizuri understand customer ako aje by the time unaongea. Again, avoid differences with the customer. Wewe umeingia kwa gari, mnaenda na customer, mmeanza kuongea ODM, BBI, na yeye alikuwa wa BBI, wewe una celebrate ili yaguka. Huyo customer hutawahi muona. Unafaa ukisikia yeye ni mtu wa baba, unaongea za baba. Unajua baba ni mtu wa maana. Baba ile vile amepigania hii nchi. Huyo customer atanunua bili. You are able to connect emotionally. Are we together? That's what I was talking about. Connecting. So avoid some topics that might bring differences. Customer anaweza rudi kwa sababu kuna kitu umemwambia. Nilisema it's good to tell the customer the truth. Customer amekwambia anataka commercial. Wewe unampeleka Juja Farm huko ardhi huko chini. Alafu kwa sababu mliabiwa kwa ile mutation, mkaambiwa unaona hii unajua Juja Farm huko ardhi, unamwambia hii ni commercial, unajua ndivyo tunawaambianga. Hii iko kwa barabara, na barabara haiko lakini itakuja, si ndio? Hii sasa hizi za kwanza ni commercial. We customer yako ile commercial, uramutwara Juja Farm commercial. Mugakinya ardhi, mugakinya Juja Farm akakwira haya si haha, ini haha bere. Hai kwa murage. Hey ardhi. Hii akaliwo commercial na arenda agwa kanyumba cia gukomborithia. Inyuo cia muikorokereire. Ginya ni mugakiranira na kaza wari gutire mundu ra. Mugakinya mugunda. Wakinya mugunda. Customer agashuka ona ndararia akaro brother ona corona we. Ona corona we. Are you together? Ni vizuri ku understand customer anataka nini. Na unajua budget yake ni gani. Asikwambie anataka commercial na wewe useme Juja Farm tuko na commercial kwa sababu ziko kwa barabara, lakini ni barabara haiko sahihi, lakini itakuja. Are we together? Ni vizuri kuelewa what does that commercial means. Huyo ni mtu anataka pengine kitu iko hii barabara ya Matangi, mahali anaweza jenga na watu waingie manyumba na watu wachukue maduka. So it's very good to understand the customer. Then always have the best interest of the customer. Have the interest of the customer at heart. Kuna kwingine kama some of the companies that I train, commission ni tofauti. Kuna mahali unaweza uza proti ikuwe commission ni iko juu, kwingine iko chini kulingana na the price of the property. Si ni kweli? Sasa unaweza jua customer anataka proti pengine ako na 1 million. Anataka proti ya 1 million. Na unajua hii ya 1 million commission ni hii. Lakini akinunua kama 3 mahali fulani, commission itaenda juu. Liweli waje kumconvince. Hao natihega. Kwanza kunameona gukora na mashira maigemo. Kunameona gukora na mashira maigemo. Yani you begin pouring water on the choice of the customer because unataka yako ikuwe preferred mahali unampeleka. Okay? Kwa sababu ya wewe in your mind uko commission. That's why we said stop selling and start helping. Are you together? Huyo customer unaweza pata ile difference ya commission pengine ni 20,000. Unaweza kula hiyo 20,000 na ikue ndio ya mwisho kukula kwa hiyo customer. Ama hata ukose kwa sababu bado ataenda kwa yule mahali anataka. Are you together? So hata imepotea. Lakini ukimuonyesha mahali anataka, anaweza hata akakuletea customer mwingine. That is what we talk about repeat business. Okay? And referrals. Huyo customer anaweza rudi, ama akulify to another person. So it's always good to listen, to have the intro. When a man has no money, hiyo saa hata kutoka nje hatakagi hata kwenda, hatakagi kutoka sana, anashidaga kwa nyumba. Hiyo ndio family time inakuanga. Hata akipigiwa na rafiki, no apenja lini tugetengerire muno kuuja mundu wa Ngai, rimo mundu ni ndaga hindi ya family, ndio musie hurukite ugu. Saa hiyo ndio mzee anapatanga time ya kucheza abujubuju na watoto. Abujubuju ndio egerete kijana no abujubuju na watoto leke kido kigire mpesa igwa mundu bafu. Money has feelings. Hai together. Wakati uko na tu pesa hata kutulia hutuliangi. Hai together. Eno no tinde muthenya mugima wina bia na nduri utari kindu hutaga rucine. The characteristics of money, you need to understand. And I said money is a spirit. And those who deal with money spiritually prospers. If you deal with money spiritually, you prosper. You need to understand the spirituality of money. And that's why I began by telling you Ecclesiastes 10:20, don't curse the rich. Those are the rules of money. Don't curse those who have it. Don't mishandle money. Atewe wikagia guoko ukaruma maratathi gikashifo na besha ushikuba chini. That money will feel insecure. You are mistreating that money. Unatesa hiyo pesa. Pesa inafaa kuwekwa vizuri. That is why the rich hawabebagi cash, their money is in the bank. Unamfanyia kazi anakuambia tunaweza onana weekend. Wewe tarora dole mebesha no guikariria mundu besa haha matiramenya ona nicio cietereirwo mucii tondu we ndathiaga na ka ATM akirutaga makano meri. That money will feel insecure in your hands. Ni ugerire hau haha TRM 20 bob 30 bob gafefte kana kagana wina ko nega guthumburire no anjirie kugucio guo besha iria cimuko waku cirigwo ci unsecure ati uyu ethaga any opportunity ya kuneana 30 bob 20 bob 50 bob no nginya urugame urore wanjie kugucia indo ciene besha nginya cimuko waku ciugege yani uyu ethaga any opportunity besha cirikuo na gaikora. Let me tell you, money is very spiritual. The rich will pay you na sheki. Kana hindi ria arabatara kuri hagathi akawithdraw bia. Na ti kuwithdraw 2,000, athia akaruta ta 100 agoka agaseto maundu make mothe uhoro ucio gathira. Kana agakwira ndegukune tha ici agakune tondu he mbeca ingietereire. That is why you think the rich are stingy. And money feels secure with them. Because they don't mishandle money. Are you together? They don't mishandle money. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to ask if there's a question on what we have discussed. I know we'll have some other moments of training, a more structured training where you can even do a PowerPoint presentation with some talk about commitment and all that. But if you have a question or anything that you need to say, please feel free.
Are you supposed to make a physical record? For instance, the way we are, branded and Briko.
Yes.
How effective is it?
Yes, you see, Briko Homes is a brand. So you people are marketing a brand, but you're also a brand. So it's a brand within a brand. You see. So when people see Briko Homes, what this branding gives to a company, number one, is what we call acceptability. This shows or demonstrates capacity. Mtu akikuona na hood kama hii anaona hiyo kampuni iko na capacity. Are you together? This company inaweza tengenezea watu wao. Are you together? Kitu ya kwanza ni capacity. Number two, what this branding means, does. Inakupatianga kitu tunaita presence in the market. Mtu akikuja, you see, let me tell you. If you are driving, Mr. Iganjo, from where, maybe tuseme from TRM, na unaenda Thika. Uchomoke hivi Thika Road, uingie Thika Road, pale Roysambu. A black cat, you cross barabara. You can ignore it. Are you together? Fika Githurai. Hiya. Another black cat crosses the road. You begin thinking, is it a coincidence? This black cat. By the time unafika Ruiru, if another black cat crosses the road, you'll park that car there. You begin to speak in tongues. I bind every spirit. Now most likely you'll park the car and you'll take your phone and Google, what does a black cat mean? You got my point? Or you even call your pastor. Pastor, mimi nimeona paka tatu zimecross barabara. Inaweza kuwa inamaanisha nini? Ebu niombe. What I'm saying is, if somebody sees Briko homes imepita hivi, anaweza ignore. Akienda TRM apata ingine imevuka hivi, ataanza kufikiria. By the time anapata ingine, atagugu. They'll Google, what is this Briko homes? And that is how now they'll get to know you. So it gives you what you call presence. It registers your presence in the market. This branding. It gives you publicity. And you know, it doesn't cost you anything to wear it. Hata kuna mtu mwingine mtakanisha na yeye kwa matatu. Atakuuliza, by the way, naona uko na Briko homes. Ni nini mnafanya? Anataka kujua. Kitu kingine nataka kuambia, especially wale ambao hawana magari kwa wakati huu, najua gari zenu zinakuja. Si useme amen. Sasa wale ambao hawana magari, let me tell you, hakuna advantage uko nayo ya kufanya sales kama wakati huu ambao huna gari. Wacha kusema utauza wakati utapata gari. If you don't do it now, you'll never do it. Are you together? Wakati umekaanisha na mtu kutoka mahali unaishi mpaka mahali unaenda kazi, the next person seated next to you is a customer. You have been praying God, trusting God for breakthrough, open doors. Hiyo asubuhi Mungu anakuletea customer next to you. But do you know what we do? Tukiingia kwa matatu, kitu ya kwanza unaangaliaga ile kiti haina mtu. That is one of the things, that is one of the most dangerous things people do. Unaangalia ile kiti haina mtu, unakalia. Let me tell you, you have no control of who sits next to you when you go to an empty seat. Mimi kitu ya kwanza wakati natumia matatu, nikiingia kwa naangalianga yule tunaweza saidiana na yeye. Are you together? Naangalia nani because that time I have the opportunity to choose who will be my neighbor. Nikiona huyu tunaweza unajua huwezi ukaniuliza Karo ati kwa nini umekuja hapa? Kiti hata kama kuna zingine empty, I have chosen to sit where you are. Na hulipii bili, kwa hivyo unalipia moja so I can sit. Na nikikuja kitu ya kwanza nitakwambia good morning. Morning. Kama ni asubuhi, can I sit? Oh yes, oh yes. Hiyo ni kukupimanisha. Can you talk? Nikisikia vile umenireceive na vile umeniambia you can sit. Aya, sasa najua hapa kuna maneno. Nigweterera gari yo guthe bump uguo jwe. Tarora ndereba haya. Nami niguo mathia nginya niguo meka accident. Kana mundu to overtake you ruo tarora riu. These are the people who are causing I'm looking for an opportunity to begin a conversation. Ukaja na ni ukweli by the way. Okay. By the time urashukira hari oguthiaga, you already have the contact of that person. They know what you do. They know where they can get you. That is called networking. God gives you networks every morning. Hata kwa hoteli usiwahi yenda, unajua sometimes unakaa kwa matatu alafu unaenda unakaa kiti, unafungua dirisha unaenda ukijiangalilia nje. Hiyo nje umejiangalilia miaka 5 since ukuje Nairobi, umeangalia zima mani yote, unajua kila kitu. Ginya building nje rwegi yako ni uramenya. Ucoke oroe na kuna he mundu ikarite haha. Na Ngai aracokia mahoya maku he kugerera mundu uyu. Let me tell you, that is how even people have missed their spouses. Opportunity meets a prepared mind. Greatness is born. The problem we have with the people is that they are never prepared for opportunities. You wake up in the morning, you have your devotion, you tell God, God, lead my steps, connect me. That is a prayer that we usually pray in my family. God, connect me with the people who matters. So najua the people that I'm going to meet are people who matters. Actually, sometimes we make that prayer like a normal prayer. But like today, when I look at that, when the officer was telling me, get my number, call me anytime you have an issue, nipigie. These are people who matters. God, nobody can blame God for where they are. Imagine, if you are in a mess right now, you cannot blame God. God is innocent. You are guilty as charged. God has given you favor, he has given you bread, he has given you abilities, he has given you everything that you need. You cannot blame God. The law of opportunity, when opportunity meets a prepared mind, greatness is born. That moment, that morning that you wake up, you walk into that car, ukidrive, kuwe na jam, are you together? Kuwe na jam, upatie mtu jia hivi, you may not know what you have done. Kuwacha tu mtu apite, huyo mtu pengine hata amekujua. You can imagine, Poro igajo ananioba jia, na nika kinyeriria maguta ngaruga, kariwa nikikio, agacoka akarora akona nini surely. You know, I feel ashamed. Siwache mtu aende. Wacha mtu aende. Bora amekubakishia barabara. Vibaya ni abebe barabara. As long as anaacha barabara hapo, hata wewe utapita. Wengine hata wanakuambia ruka juu. Stop that. Hiyo kwanza mtu atamaka ataangalia huyu guy. If you tingania niki ale behave uguo. That is how you become a brand. That is how you become a brand. Okay? Kitu kingine ya opportunity naweza taka ujue ya opportunity, that the door of opportunity is so slim. The door of opportunity is so slim. The door of opportunity is so slim that for you to fit in it, you must make yourself slender. For you to fit in it, you must make yourself slender. The door of opportunity is so slim. For you to fit in that door, you must make yourself slender. No ginya we shekehie nigetha uiganire murango cio wa opportunity. But the moment you access that door, okay, you realize, let me do it practically. DJ McD, kuja hapa. Supposing this is the door of opportunity, I want you to come here, making yourself slender. Ingia. Are you fighting with anybody for that space? That's what happens with opportunities. You have to make yourself slender to fit into it. Okay? That is, making yourself slender means sacrifice. You can sit down, sir. That means sacrifice. Hakuna mtu amebarikiwa kama mtu mwenye ako kwa kampuni ya mashamba wakati kama huu. This is an industry that you can grow very fast. This industry, you can grow very fast. And some of you, you'll be required to sacrifice. Umekaa hata miezi 2 bila kuuza, wewe tu pabana na hali yako. Lakini ile siku utashikisha hivi, customer ni kama kuitana wanaitananga. Do you know ile kitu inakuanga gumu sana ni kupata kazi ya kwanza? All of you can remember, you looked for a job for a very long time. The moment you got one, ulipata zingine. Ulikuwa unaitwa zingine ukiwa kwa hiyo. The moment you begin to sell like this, ujue there's a portal that has opened. You ride on that grace. You ride on that grace. Na hakuna kitu kizuri sasa kama kuaminika. Kuna wengine unaambianga Mungu wakati utanibariki nitakusurprise. But hata akikupatia hiyo kidogo, you are not faithful. Anakurushia kidogo, anaona una behave hivi na umeuza protibiri. Utakauka. You must begin how to portray and to demonstrate a godly character. When you are even in that small, when God begin opening your doors, wakati umeanza, kuna jamaa alimake a lot of money. Alafu ile kanisa alikuwa anaenda, I'm saying this because I'm a pastor. He used to be a very faithful young man. Wakati alianza kutengeneza pesa, akaona ni tithe 100,000. Pastor ona nego kihoya haha. Pastor ndakidare akire mone mahoya ndimunete ici. Ajirie gutaithaga na installments akaikagia 5. Ndagateithie tu mutungatari. Akaikagia 2. Ilienda ikafika mahali akashindwa hata kutoa. Amekuwa stingy. But when he didn't have anything, alikuwa anaambia Mungu hata nitakutolea 20%. Mungu sasa mimi vile tumepelekana na when you are very broke, you are very honest. Wakati huna kitu, unakuwa gaki honest. Unakuwa humble. Kai, ukwenda gagiri. Makoro nyuma nayo manegi akunengera. Riria wonire ni wamuririe kana ni ateithikire. Ungihitio gikorwo na tubesho kono akiendia no ariho ga commission ka ngiri cia kuthate. Uhurirwo ni mundu, uigwa tarara, ndu makona kinuhanuho. Ndu amenya ati ndina mbeca. Ukajia kwaria uru. No hindiro tarari urari very honest, very humble. Mwanake ucio riria ajirie go struggle, pastor akimwita. Pastor akiri kadeno dirutaga niki gwathire niguo nginya yataithaga 10,000 yari very faithful. Hey, akimwira pastor ni kuma riria Ngai anjirie kundathima, I began making millions. I began struggling tithing. Ni ndirenda uhoere ndwike restored. Akimwira sawa, hinga maitho tuhoe. Pastor akiuga Ngai, tondu ni mwana waku na tutikwenda akora mwathani, ndirenda umucokie haria ari hindi ria akoragwo mwihokeku. Kande kihinguria maitho ikiuga acha pastor ni ndirirutaga riu I'll be faithful. He's pledged to be faithful. What I'm basically saying is that always be faithful, okay? If you want to survive in this industry, rihamathire maria winamo, okay? Ndugakorwo mundu wa gukomba kombaga. Don't live beyond your means, okay? Abia mwenzako act your wage. Mwambia act your wage. Yes, mushara uri urona ri act uguo. Tiga guikara maisha maria you live in debt. Waigira mathire-ini ndurihotaga kwendia. Are you together? Tondu andu aria urenda kwenderia ri ni ukombete. Ni uri ukombete wina ngiri cia mundu umucoke umwire ni uramwenderia how? Actually hagakorwo hena ungi urera uroka kugura agacamania na uri ukombete. Haiya uragura kuri ucio na thimu cia kwa ndoyaga kama haiya kari muici. Imagine ginya ni wethukiria. So try to manage yourself. Are you together? You are in this industry to stay. So try to manage yourself. Ikara ka muturire gatarakuhe pressure, okay? Ikara muturire utarakuhe pressure. Manage kiria we nakio. Ngai ni eguguthi na mbere guku. God will entrust you with more if you are faithful with the little. Are you together? Hindra Ngai akenda wikare maisha macio ri no agagukinyia hau. You know? I remember there was a time I was not doing very well, especially when I was relocating from Nakuru. You know? I had a car gitigana na ngari could not fuel ndigiathondekire nginya uliona wina ngari Mr. Iganjo we ngari ni yaku thiini wonage mundu rathi maguru wiriragirie kai uria ni arakena ndai na thiro wa mundu tondu nginya ngari ona no irathie kirira gacuma na wina thiro wa makanika kwanza wa mwirire ni mukuonana na riu urona mundu athiete maguru ugu akenete ukauga riu uria ni arakena tondu thina waku ni ngari iyo. Are you together? Ni uramenya no ikuhorere anytime farafara. Urathi ukimithaithaga. Urathi we haria wonera ugekira free. Ukahororoka ta ihiga. Thio somorete ngio ugu aria bakutoraga manyu. Somora ngio ugu. Let me tell you. Ukagerera maundu, but let me tell you, one of the things that God alitusaidia ni kuitikia, ku-accept mahali tulikuwa. And through that, Waiganjo, I had a huge life in Nakuru. When you see me getting invited in Nakuru, I had a huge life. But let me tell you, kafika mahali, hiyo maisha ikaanguka. I was in the petroleum industry, we were doing very well. A lot of changes came. I had resigned to begin Wisdom Talks. Nakuru watu hawakuwa nakulipa. Urathi hado ukaria. Mundu akakwira unaenda bali mtu wa Mungu. Kuna kitu ndani yako. Wali wikana hari urathi ukagona nima ni ndirathi haraihu angiko ndeko ne kindu. Unaenda bali na nima nguthi haraihu atara hari urithi ukona nima ni haraihu. Mundu ndio waritie. Hai. Riu ngiona guku kundu ni ngukwira. That's how I relocated to Nairobi. And I can tell you Nairobi has been a promised land for me. My first engagement yari A+ Motors. I met with Mwangi. I was recommended to him by a friend. Marutaga biashara nake. Ndamwirire engagement yakwa ya mbere guku. Ndamwirire uria ndirarihia. After that yakejeta. Ni andihire uguo ndamwirire. Na ndamwirite uguo tondu ndeciragia ni ekuba gain. Akejira is okay, come tomorrow. Kithingi ariria staff wake. Agicoka akejeta akejira, what you have, you are selling it too cheap. Ni urarihia raithi muno. Kiria we nakio, ni ndikiguite na andu aingi. From that my doors opened. Kiajia gwitwo makambuni manene. I have gone to KRA, I have gone to Safaricom by the grace of God. Kiajia kuengage ginya rimwe wikunyaga ugu iwe, am I the one? Are you together? Na ni Ngai akijira tondu ni ngukwambararia. Never take my glory. Dukanae kuoya ugoci wakwa. Whatever I do, I don't do it because I'm very educated. I can tell you. I speak to people who are more educated than I. I interact with the people who have big names. The other day I was speaking to the pastors of Kiambu. More than 250 pastors. When you look at yourself and what God is helping you to do, I know you people in the media, I know people pay to be in the media. Me, I have never paid a cent to be hosted at Kameme, at Inoro, or any other media. At Switch, I've never paid a cent. I get calls. I get calls. When I'm not training like this, I'm in my office. When I give you an office, take the seat and exercise authority. Become the best that there is in your area. Then I'll market you. The next time you invite me, I'll teach you what we call divine marketing, how God can market you divinely. How God can market you. The things that God wants to see if he will market you. Because God cannot lift you to embarrass him. Ushaiona mtu amesimama kuongea unashindwa kaidu. Diti maitiki ule. Anyway, God bless you so much. Thank you, Mr. Iganjo, for giving me an opportunity to interact with this nice team. I have some few books here. You can get a copy at 500 each.
Get the microphone.
Yeah. So 500 each. Wisdom for wealth and wisdom for relationships at 500 each. Yeah, Joe Wisdom or Wisdom Talks. God bless you.
Do you have a YouTube channel or maybe Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook, you can check Joe Wisdom. Joe Wisdom Roa Mwisho. Joe Wisdom Roa Mwisho. Ama utype Joe Wisdom Talks. Joe Wisdom Talks. We have an online platform called Wema TV. That is where we do our clips. There is a TV we are building, Wema TV. So you'll get a lot of posts there. Some of the engagement that I've had with other media, I can't post them on my website. So I tell people just consume what is there. So ukitype to Joe Wisdom Talks, you'll see my interviews on Switch. I talk about relationships on Full Circle with Muikari or Joyce Omondi, Taziona. Then Wema TV, you'll also find some clips there, and I know that they will nourish you. Yes.
I want to say thank you for sacrifice once.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. May God lift you as well.
Mine also is to thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think you are such a great well of wisdom.
Amen.
And through the invite of director last time, there's a topic I want you to educate us on.
Yes.
Brother.
Yeah.
Naiguza kidogo. It's about acting your wage.
Okay.
I think, sorry for that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So, as I was saying, thank you so much. You're such a great well of wisdom. Thank you so much. We have such a big take home. Next time, through the invite of our director, Mr. Paul Iganjo, we would like you to talk a bit more on acting our wage and a bit on. You could find that we young people here are chasing money, yes, but we get the money in our hands. We don't know where to invest it or what to do with that money. We don't know how to multiply what we get. Your money just slips away from your hands, yeah? So we would want some further engagement on multiplying our sources or putting more branches on our trees. Thank you. Yeah.
That is basically talking about building multiple financial streams and how you can, you see, Carol, that's something. And I think it's a topic that have also been requested by many other organizations. Yesterday I had a company I was talking to, and I was talking about why people struggle financially. You know, why people struggle financially, you know, and how you can build multiple financial streams. When I began Wisdom Talks, I really wanted to do something. You see, I'm in church, I'm a pastor, and I'm also in trainings, okay? I'm in the corporate by the grace of God. But I also wanted something that can be bringing some quick money. Let me tell you, there is nothing as bad, Paul Iganjo, as when you need 500 and you don't have it. Ati wakati unahitaji 100 ya kukupeleka town na huna. Hakuna kitu inakuharibingi sura kama hiyo. That is why you are the shopkeeper. Huyo mtu mwenye ako na kaduka hapo mnaishi hapo. Unaonanga ako na neema yake tu. Hanaga pressure. because akitaka 200 ako nayo. So you must also look for some, as much as you are waiting for that jackpot, what other things can you do to keep you running? It's called the principle of the farmer. The farmer anapanda mahindi. Mahindi itachukua like 7 months or 8 months. Okay? Hiyo ndio project ako like 20 acres, 15 acres. Ama 5 acres. But before the mahindi matures, lazima apande sukuma za mwezi mmoja. Lazima apande waru za 3 months. Si ati hii ndio atauza afanye major project. Hii ni ya kumsaidia kugojea 7 months. Hai together. Hiyo ni ya kukusaidia kugojea 7 months. Because ukigojea 7 months utakufa. You cannot survive for 7 months without eating. So you must also look at what, and there are things that you can still do when you are still doing what you are doing, your work will not be affected. So at the same time, uuze mashamba alafu kazi ingine unafanya is totally disconnected. Like for me, being in pastoral and being also in in trainings, it connects so well when I introduce my books. I can tell you in a week, sikosangi kuuza vitabu kadhaa. Those people who come for counseling in my office, the people I go to train, they'll buy books. So hizi vitabu Poro Iganjo ndizo huwa zinafuel gari yangu. Ndizo huwa zina service gari yangu. So I can comfortably come to Briko homes hata kama ni kujitolea. I can go to any place to minister because I know my car iko na fuel. So I will not change my message to make the pastor look at me favorably. Kafahasha kalituhe. I will speak what God wants me to speak because I know my needs are taken care of. Are you together? So I don't preach, I don't speak in need. I do it from a point of rest because I have another source. Riu ndigiaga magana matano taru mugukigura maya na ngire mangi haria ngari-ini. Are you together? Hivi vitabu zitabadilisha maisha ya watu. You know, the more you learn, the more you earn. If you can know more, you can do more. The defamation you suffer is the information you lack. Are you together? The defamation you suffer is what? Is the information you lack. Is the information you lack. So what we are basically saying, there are some other copies in the car. You know, Lu Paul waiga njogwire. Revolution ya muturire wa mundu guku thi no yajagia from knowledge. The difference between the poorest man and the richest man in the world is information. There is what the rich man knows, the poor man doesn't know. If you can have it here, you can have it here. If you can, it all begins here. Your mind is the armory of thoughts, where the weapons of your psychological warfare are forged. Here, your mind. You have to sharpen your brains. You have to sharpen your mind. That is where everything, success and failure, are baked from one oven called the mind. The mind is an oven. Goiria wekiraga, your mind, is what determines. If you don't, agikondo tunganagia go cia meciria maku, mwaki waku wa meciria ukahora. You think, yes you will think, but you think so poorly. Your ideas will be too weak. Poor people are not poor people because they don't think. They think, but they think so poorly. That's the problem. You must sharpen your mind. You must keep renewing your mind. That is what will bring transformation. The word transform, the word information comes from 2 words. What is in this book is information. Say information. And information is the mother of transformation. The word inform comes from 2 words. You can write that. The word in and the word form. The word in and the word form. That basically tells you, that is the word inform. That tells you that it is everything that gets in you that forms you. Okay, give me help.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother, for such a wonderful moment. And before we proceed, I want to apologize to our viewers We are seriously having a very terrible challenge because of the network. It's dragging, and of course you can see through your phones. We would wanted to have a very good session together with our friends and our family, brothers and sisters who are watching us online, but at least they can be able to follow hata tukiwa tu tuko na challenge kidogo kidogo. I can see so many people commenting here, Pastor Joe Wisdom, and they are really happy. There is a sister friend of mine who is in UK saying, indeed, that is amazing trainer. Thank you, Briko Homes Limited, for sharing. Others are saying they are so blessed, and so many comments from different people. Mimi kuna vitu mob sana nimelan hapa. Kwanza hiyo story ya branding. Hii story ya kuuza mashaki unajua inakuanga na challenges zake. Kwa sababu hii si kitu atumsea ananunua tu because alikuwa anapita akaona inauzwa pale kwa road, sasa akadisaidia tabai. Hii ni story lazima msio baka uko prepared. Wewe ulikuwa umeshapanga kwa mwaka ikianza ukasema ikifika June hivi nitakuwa na kashaki kangu, nitakuwa na kaplot kangu. So si ati story na unajua sisi ni wase wa Nakuru. Kama wale watu sisi ni wase watu tumezaliwa Nakuru. Shangi ilianza Nakuru. So sisi ni watu tumechopia huko, tumejua history yote, lakini inakuwa tu ni easy ya kwetu. Hata upasi umesikia vile amesema. Yeye amesema alikam kutoka Nax. So nasema hii history ya kuuzanga hizi maploti inakuwa ni design yenyewe si rahisi sana, kwa sababu ni lazima mtu alikuwa amejipanga, ameplan, anasema buy, because every one of us has a goal. And I believe everyone here as a sales people, all of us here, because in a real estate everyone is a salesperson. We have our goals, and we are saying that in 2 years or in 1 year I want to have my own home. Actually, you can see so many people, Bwana Joe, they are saying that God help me, I want to own my own home. Last year, because there was COVID, hatungeenda kesha ya kuruka mwaka. Na unajua mtu akianza mwaka anakuanga na goals zake. Maybe there are 3 things that I told God. 1, I told God, Father in heaven, mambo yenye mimi nataka utufanyie kama Briko Homes. We want to start a housing project. Here it is. Si ndio hii mnaona? Na mambo zingine very crucial that I cannot discuss for you. Na mojikiliwe gili so that I can tell you. And for you, 2 things that I told God. I've